To all Americans, to every citizen in this country who's worried about the future of this country, who's worried about their future, who's worried about the direction we've been going, we hear you, and we are here to fix problems. We're very excited to get to work. This leadership team is unified. This entire House Republican Conference is unified. And we are so eager to get to work with our new president-elect to fix America's pressing problems.
Joining me now, Congressman Jim Jordon, a member of the Judiciary Committee. He also serves on the Oversight Committee. He is also chairman of the Conservative Freedom Caucus. Congressman, great to have you with us.
Good to be with you.
Unity, and I swear the speaker sounded like a cheerleader there.
Well, what a contrast, Lou. The two comments you just played. You got the President of the United States somehow saying that it's crude if we actually want to secure the border and do agreements on trade that benefit America. How is that crude versus what the Speaker said, which is let's get about doing what we told the voters we were going to do when they gave us the privilege to serve. What a contrast right there in two leaders in our country, the Speaker of the House and the President of the United States. I think that shows why the people last Tuesday did what they did.
You know, that crude sense of nationalism, if we can digress here just for a moment, it was expressed by this president-elect as America first. Do you suppose President Obama would have the guts to walk before cameras and microphones in the Rose Garden, the Oval Office, and say to Americans, we just can't put America first. America has to be third or fourth, maybe sixth or seventh. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, it just makes no sense, these kind of comments. But remember, their nominee for president said she wanted a borderless hemisphere. One of the things that defines you as a country is you have boundaries. And you should have every right as a sovereign nation to enforce those boundaries and secure those boundaries. That's all Mr. Trump said. That's what the people voted for. And when you do agreements with other countries, because we want trade to happen, but they should be agreements that are done in such a fashion that they benefit the United States of America. Those were the two issues that were front and center, along with Obamacare, along with a lot of other things that we have to get about doing as quickly as we can. And that's the message I think you're hearing from Republicans.
I hope that's the message, because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the party's united and the conference is united in the House, I presume the Senate as well, to carry out the president's agenda. What I didn't hear from Ryan today, again, the president's agenda. And if I hear any more of this better way nonsense that was fabricated by this speaker to be, as well as speaker that he is in this lame duck session, I mean, it's enough it's appalling. Is there going to be a contest between the better way and, say, the best way?
Well, I think the way to look at this, Lou, is the people's way, the American people's way. They elected us to do certain things. We told them we were going to do certain things. They gave us the privilege of serving by putting us in office. We make this job way too complicated. Our job is to do what we said. Do what we said we were going to do when they elected us to serve. That's what we got to focus on. So it's not the president's way, it's not the better way, it's not the best way. It's the American people, what they sent us here to do. Now, there are some great things in the better way that we should focus on, but there are two big issues that Donald Trump campaigned on and launched him into the first nominee and then made him president, or president-elect. And those issues are trade and securing our border, and also Obamacare, which came along. But there's other great things. We got to focus on reforming our welfare system.
I remember something about jobs, too.
Of course, jobs, getting rid of the tax code.
And I remember something about America first in everything.
All those things are important.
And I remember something about like 60 million plus votes for the fella who is our president-elect. Does that carry any weight there in the House? I mean,
it sure does, and also the fact that he got a record number of votes in the primary, record number of votes in a historic 17 good candidates, and he won with a record number of votes. All that's significant. All I'm saying is let's focus on those things that we ran on, that the American people strongly supported. Let's get those done.
Yeah, I just come back to one thing. The better way was never before the American people. President-elect Trump was. I don't understand this. You're scaring the dickens out of a lot of people right now.
No, I understand that. You're right.
Either this is the president's agenda that was, and he's supported by tens of millions of Americans, and you all 700,000 plus in your districts. I mean, you come together and it's a big number, but the fact is he's the only one that was in a national election.
No, I agree with you. No, I agree with you, and that is got to be the focus of what we do. All I was saying is there are things in the better way that I think are worth doing that President Trump's agree on. But yes, he got the mandate. I get that, and that's what we got to be focused on doing, and we got to get about it as quickly as we can.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, that's what we want, is a Congress
Exactly.
that is representative of the people, certainly, but also understands their role in this government. I know that I know that the Republicans aren't accustomed to this immense power and opportunity. I've got to ask you, the conservatives going along with this, you renominated him by unanimously. What did you get for it, and what do you expect?
Well, we expect to focus on what the people sent us here to do. That's what we expect. Now, there are some big issues coming up in this lame duck session, and we're going to be making sure that they get done the right way, the way that the American people would want them to be done. So that still is something that's going to play out here in the lame duck session. But it's important, as we said here at the top of our segment, it's important that we unify to do what the American people sent us here to do, the mandate they gave President-elect Trump, and get those things done.
I heard a member of your leadership talking about TPP. I mean, he says it's not dead. I hear some of your conference talking about, you know, maybe we could do something with the White House on immigration. I mean, is it that crazy, a lame duck session? Give me the boundaries here.
No, I see no way that happens. That should not happen. No TPP, certainly no immigration deal either.
So what is most important in the lame duck?
Well, we better not do some big spending package like it's been done around here in countless other into the calendar year or in a lame duck session where we put together some big spending package, some omnibus spending. We better not do that either. So
well,
that's one of the big issues we got to deal with.
Didn't you? I mean,
well,
there's some wild-eyed folks in your leadership. I've got to tell you, those fellows are something else.
Yeah, we better not do a big omnibus is what I'm saying. It better be some kind of short-term spending measure to get into the next year, or maybe you even can go after a few things and actually reduce some spending. Imagine that. We do have a $20 trillion debt. So that's got to be the focus, not some big omnibus spending package.
Congressman, it's always good to talk with you. I'm glad you are one of the leading Republicans in that conference. It's good to see reason, rationality, and if I may say, considerable talent and intelligence. Great to talk with you.
You're kind. Thank you, Lou. Take care.